Hey everybody, I am your friend Kevin. Welcome to this channel and this space. And this is your card of the day. So we're using 2 decks by Kyle Gray this week. Our card of the week comes from the Divine Masters Oracle deck with illustrations by Jennifer Hawkyard. And our card of the week is Shiva, karmic releasing, the end of a cycle, and debts, mental debts, emotional debts, agreements, all paid off and all taken care of. And our card of the week deck is Angel Prayers Oracle, also by Kyle Gray. These images are by Jason McCready. Let's get right into it. My isms: the universe adores me, and I am blessed. Good things are constantly flowing to me. Now, today's the number 3 days. It's all about being joyful, celebrating, being in that fun, light-hearted way of giggling and just, I call it, getting into the froth of life. That fun, frothy way of being. It works with the 3 of cups or 3 of water, depending on what deck you're using. It is, just a day to be free, just to be fun, just to have a good time. Right, so let's get right to our card of the day. Beatrice and Gertrude. Yeah, Gertrude's all about the fun. She's got her confetti out. She's got her balloons out. I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle. Just going to keep going till I feel like I need to stop. 3 and 4. Let's do 2 more. 5. Whoop, there's our card. And 6. Oh Lord, Chinese whispers. All right, look at this. It's actually the inner voice, which could be Chinese whispers. That little game you play where you write something on a piece of paper and pass it around. Thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. Now, this is so important. So important. Because the higher being is the inner voice, the voice of the universe, the voice of our guides, the voice of our angels. In the angel number for a 3 day is listening to the voices of the ascended masters and being with the voices of our ascended friends and those who have lifted into spirit, because there's a lot to be said. And now, right now, in our culture, in our universe, on a global scale, the humanitarian efforts of love, of peace, of just hope and faith, and doing for ourselves and our fellow man simultaneously is pivotal. Listening to the inner voice is guidance towards all that we know about ourselves that is really good, really charitable, really light-hearted. And it seems, not that it is, that there is a heaviness as think about it, every planet, every organization, every group, through the modern technology, whether you want to call it social media, the internet, is moving together. Seems so very odd that not that long ago we were all so very separated, and this group managed their stuff and this group managed their stuff, and now we're beginning to see more and more of a blend. More young people are interested in learning about new cultures, different cultures. More so than ever, we have these exchange students traveling to different parts of the Western world, studying abroad. A lot of students wanting to study international law. And I'm using these as examples of how humanity is coming together on the planet. Before we're anything else, before we're a man or a woman or rich, or not so much, or before we're anything else, we're human, part of the universal species. And the universe creates everything, I believe, you believe what you want, in balance. However, it is the human behavior that creates the imbalance, that sends it out of balance. It is, this manipulation, this less than great feelings. So coming from a space today, a 3-day, to celebrate the brilliance of you, that you are blessed, I am blessed, and that the good things are constantly flowing. Fresh, clean air, an ocean, rivers, streams, bodies of water that continue to flow from nature. The balance that the rain creates. In some parts of the world it doesn't quite so much, but generally speaking, there's water, air, plenty of earth, still got a few trees in places where they haven't just ripped them all up. So listening to the inner voice and listening to your angels and your guides actually brings you peace. Actually lets you know that there's a force at will greater than all of us that brings us messages constantly, messages about ourselves. Beatrice is saying that the inner voice is your inner voice. And the inner voice should always create a sense of calm, a sense of peace, a sense of groundedness, a sense of a contentedness, particularly if you're focusing on love and the feeling that you get from joy. And focusing on love kind of brings you that joyful inner feeling, and that creates the beingness of contentedness. It's not always possible. Things happen. Challenges are constantly coming up. This is why I've said for the last week or so, I've got this idea. Yes, Gertrude, I'm reminded. Sit back, sit in, and watch. Just watch. The inner voice and the higher being. And when I say about the inner voice, sort of that, for me, I hear it. It's a soft, almost cooey sound of the inner voice. I don't know if it's masculine or feminine, to be honest. But that's how I tell it's the inner voice. And not like my crazy imagination. Almost adrenalinous. I can't say that word. But you know what I mean. These two, Beatrice and Gertrude, are sort of connected to that inner voice matrix. The inner voice that lets me, Kevin, move out the way and lets them come in and speak and do their thing. That's the channeling part. It is the allowing of it. It's the being of it. And so far, nothing I've heard, nothing I've been told, the inner voice has steered me wrong. I think I've shared with you, and some of you were on that 19J challenge to honour Larry Peach, which is the son of a good friend of mine who passed 35 years ago. Finding these interesting ways that the challenge is showing up. That's part of the inner voice. That's part of the inner voice guiding what do you want to do. Part of the inner voice becoming the discipline of stay with it, keep going, move past the challenges. If you can believe that the universe that creates worlds, actually does adore you, loves you unconditionally, then you have nothing else much to pay attention to. There are things that we may have done unintentionally that at some point create changes that we're not able to keep up with, or we're not able to follow through with. This is where Shiva says, all your debts are paid. Shiva shows up when you're feeling overwhelmed with guilt, shame, something you did, something you're overly burdened with. Not saying you deliberately go and do things to be relieved of that burden, but just that, you know, these things that we carry around with us, we feel bad about, things we might have said, things we might have thought. That's not joyful. That's not contentedness. That's not necessarily love. Sometimes I've done things out of an act of love and realized whoever it is I've helped or not helped, or done or not done, hasn't been beneficial. It wasn't that that was the intent, that was the result. It didn't benefit. I can't feel too upset with it if the intention was honorable and respectful and kind and loving and generous. But if that, whatever you want to call it, philanthropic gift, help, what have you, ended up creating a deficit somewhere or a problem somewhere, that's the part that needs to be released and forgiven. And I'm hoping I'm making sense. Gertrude is telling me, you're getting in the weeds, dearie. You're getting in the weeds. That's when I go off. I don't know if I'm making sense to any of you. All in all, this is a day to listen to your inner voice, to feel absolutely positively blessed in everything, giving thanks for all the blessings that you're getting, giving thanks for the freedom that you can think, feel, do and know anything you want to. This is a time to release and let go of anything that is not part of joy, part of love, part of being content. And I'm hoping that makes sense. Until tomorrow, you know what? Listen to your inner voice, and maybe in the comments below this video, see what's coming up for you, and maybe you have something to offer our friends here. It's always good to hear from you. Lots of love. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.